Hey, good morning everyone. This is Wes Fryer. I am in Manhattan, Kansas, and I'm trying out a new microphone. Oh my gosh, though. I don't know if this is going to expose. I'm going to drop my iPad here. I don't think it's going to expose right. It is absolutely gorgeous. I'm at Meadowlark Hills, and I'm here. I want to talk about Christian evangelicals briefly. I have been here. This will be a little bit better exposed if I turn around. I'm helping my dad move into a new apartment, and Meadowlark Hills Retirement Community, which is where I am, is an absolutely fantastic retirement community. And Dad has been living since 2018 in a cottage here, and he is now, as of yesterday, moved into the fifth floor apartment here at Meadowlark. And so, anyway, I want to talk about Christian evangelicals. I am 38% finished with this fantastic book that I want to recommend to you. It is so good. So I'm going to recommend the book, and I'm going to tell you a quick story, and then I've got to go to Walmart to buy a bunch of sheets and little bathroom trash cans and other things for Dad's apartment. Okay, here's the book I want to recommend to you. This book is by an author named Tim Alberta. Okay, it's like Alberta, Canada. And the book is called The Kingdom, the Power, and the Glory, American Evangelicals in an Age of Extremism. It's a fantastic book. And what this book does for me is really help me understand, what has happened and what it continues to happen with evangelicals and here in the United States specifically, because oh my gosh, there's a lot of things that continue to go on in the United States. And the place, if you want to link to this book, you can just Google the book. It's free if you are a Spotify premium subscriber. That's where I'm listening to this, is on Spotify. I think it's the first book I've listened to on Spotify, because normally I buy my books on Audible. But I really believe that I am called, and that we are called, to be culture healers and not culture warriors. And what I mean by that is we have had and continue to have this culture war going on in, specifically the United States, but other places too. And there's so much polarization. There's so much anger. The heart of the gospel of Jesus Christ. Well, let me say this: Heal Our Culture is not a Christian movement. Okay. Some of the things that I'm really passionate about are human rights, representative democracy, and religious tolerance. And so I'm not sharing this as somebody who, who thinks or is advocating for everyone in the entire world to join the same denomination and the same faith. Okay. Today, Dad and I are going to go to church today at 11. I grew up going to church. You can read more about my theology at wesfryer.com/theology. But it is so important for us to understand what has happened and continues to happen with regard to this idea of an evangelical. And here's a story I'll tell you, and then I'm going to stop because I don't want to make this too long. So my wife Shelley and I moved from Oklahoma City to, where's the camera? I'm looking there at the right place. I'm doing this on my iPad because this microphone is a fancier USB-C, and I can't plug it into my regular phone. We moved from Oklahoma City to Charlotte, North Carolina 3.5 years ago. We lived in Oklahoma City for 16 years. I was a member of the men's group at First Presbyterian Church in Edmond, Oklahoma for basically 15 years, I think. 15 of the 16 years that we were there. And eventually, for a variety of reasons, I had to not only step aside and leave the men's group there, but we also had to leave our church. And this is the church where we raised our children, and where we have so many wonderful friends, and we love so many people that we grew to know through that church. as a Christian, I have to remember, and we have to remember, that the church is not the building, okay? That's a little thing we sing. The church is not the building, the church is not the steeple, the church is the people. And so we love many, many of those people. But here's what happened. I vividly remember, and I won't say his name, but one of the members standing up, and this was during COVID, and saying, I've been going to these meetings, and guys, we've just got to get off the cruise boat and get on the battleship, because we got to go to war, because Christianity is under assault, and there's legislators trying to impose Sharia law here in Oklahoma, and if we don't get on the battleship and start fighting, we're gonna lose our country. And so this book by Tim Alberta and he's a journalist, and he grew up in Michigan, I think in Brighton, Michigan, the son of a pastor there, a Presbyterian pastor. I grew up Presbyterian too, although Mom and Dad became Methodists, years ago, and anyway, but we've been Protestants the whole time. It's such a good explication of what the heck is going on and has been going on with the church, to where, among other things, there has been this siege mentality that, if we don't take action, which is a lot, and this is in the context of a lot of white evangelicals, if that group doesn't take action, then the country's going to be lost, okay? As a Christian, I believe it's so important to read the Bible. It's so important to read the whole thing. But to understand that the New Testament is the new covenant in Jesus Christ. And many times when we hear people quoting the Bible and talking about, we got to go to war as Christians and we got to be in this culture war, a lot of those folks are quoting the Old Testament. They're not quoting Jesus. And there are quotations from Jesus that, talk about, of course, being persecuted and following the ways of God and not the ways of the world. But anyway, I want to commend to you Tim Alberta's book. It is outstanding. I like being able to listen to books, especially because, I'm unpacking boxes, I'm about to drive to Walmart, I'm going places. I'm trying to keep myself well by not immersing myself continuously in the toxicity of the news feed, because there is so much going on with respect to our polarized cultural climate, political climate. But Tim Alberta's book is fantastic. So my name's Wes Fryer. You can go to wesfryer.com. You can go to wesfryer.com/advocacy. Or just click the link that you'll find on wesfryer.com or wesfryer.com/after. I'm sharing in a lot of different places. Trusted voices. Who do you trust? And who are the voices you want to recommend? Recommending a book is a big deal. It can really be positive. It can be transformative for us. And so I'm finding this book by Tim Alberta to be outstanding, and that's why I wanted to recommend it. And I will close by saying this has been on my theology site, wesfryer.com/theology, for a while. I no longer identify myself as an American evangelical, okay? Because that phrase has been, that title has been hijacked. It has been weaponized to mean, religious culture warriors. And I reject becoming and acting as a culture warrior. My aspiration, and I hope what I'm able to do, is to be a part of a movement that seeks to heal our culture, not weaponize it and further polarize it and literally rip apart the fabric of our country and our nation. Okay? You can learn more on healourculture.org. I hope you have a fantastic day. Blessings to you from the Little Apple in Manhattan, Kansas.